Sweden, the heart of Scandinavia, has an incredibly rich history and beautiful landscapes. Sweden offers acres of unspoiled forests and majestic lakes to explore, not to mention vast archipelagos along its coasts. The air and water are crystal clean, the roads and public transport are excellent, and the citizens are among the friendliest people in Europe. As if all that wasn't enough, Sweden boasts an extremely interesting history full of Vikings as well. So without wasting more time, here are the top 10 places to visit in Sweden. Number 10. Malmö. Malmö is a multicultural city full of excitement and energy. Situated just over the Öresund Bridge, it has long been overshadowed by its more famous neighbor, but it has plenty to offer on its own, including a host of outstanding cultural offerings like the new Moderna Museet Malmö. Sweden's third largest city is fairly small, but it is big on organic fair trade products from fashion to cuisine. On a nice day, it's hard to beat strolling along the promenade indulging in ice cream. Number 9. Visby. Visby is Gotland's gateway, as it has been for centuries. On the west coast of Gotland, the city of Visby has a long history stretching back to the Middle Ages. Then it was a prosperous member of the Hanseatic League, a medieval trading alliance in northern Europe. But there is more to Visby than just its history. The city hosts some of the best restaurants not only in Gotland, but all of Sweden. Many of them feature the fresh, farm-to-table cuisine for which Gotland is known. Number 8. Uppsala. Uppsala, the cultural capital of Sweden, totally deserves to be on your bucket list. If you wish to experience and explore the cultural and traditional side of Sweden, you must visit Uppsala. In its old town, the cathedral and castle are considered must-visits. The Uppsala Cathedral has spectacular spires that rise up into the sky against a backdrop of university buildings and the river Fyris. Number 7. Marstrand. Just an hour's drive from Gothenburg, Marstrand is Sweden's version of Hollywood. A popular playground for celebs and royalty, it boasts a colorful collection of wooden holiday homes and sailboats of all types. It features a fortress from the 17th century as the biggest attraction for foreign tourists, where you can even attend a Viking dinner. The tourists also enjoy its proximity to the sea, the good fish and fresh seafood available at local eateries, and a lot of sea activities to do. Number 6. Ystad. Except Ystad, no other city in Sweden can boast such an accurate portrayal of Sweden's bygone days. You'll find its cobblestone streets and sun-dappled squares, lined with many half-timbered houses and other buildings which host shops and restaurants. Along with its fascinating history, Ystad also has top-class museums and art galleries, along with roughly 25 miles of sandy beaches and lovely rolling countryside at its doorstep. Number 5. Åland. Tucked away from all the glamour, this island province is a land of sandy beaches, luscious green valley, and Iron Age villages, which will remind you of the Vikings. It seems the time has stopped in this island, seeing the rustic surroundings. But the place has something for everyone, starting off from the serene beaches to rusted windmills and nightclubs to spice up the night. Number 4. Stockholm Archipelago. The Stockholm Archipelago is one of the most remarkable regions of Sweden, yet it's still a well-kept secret. It's made up of over 30,000 islands, of which only about 1,000 are inhabited, and offers a unique escape in both summer and winter. It's accessible from central Stockholm via historic white boats, some of which date back over a century, and are still steam-powered and very well preserved. Number 3. Gothenburg. Sweden's second largest city, Gothenburg offers a nice alternative to the glamour and glitz of Stockholm. It's less expensive and less pretentious, as well as being easier to get around. Its streets are lined with all sorts of things to do all year round, and you'll notice its flair for architecture can be found throughout, including the many scenic parks and gardens. There's also the city archipelago right on Gothenburg's doorstep, and it's easily reachable via a half-hour tram ride. Number 2. Kiruna. The excellent geographical location and the beautiful sightings of the Swedish Lapland make Kiruna a fascinating place to discover. Travelers here can witness large herds of reindeers and can also explore the remote and stunning wilderness filled with countless lakes. There is practically an endless list of opportunities for excursions, including becoming a musher for the day, embarking on a moose safari, ski and snowmobile tours, ice climbing and much more. Number 1. Stockholm. Stockholm is celebrated not only as the capital of Scandinavia, but also as one of the world's most beautiful cities. Embedded with 10 centuries of history and culture, it stands on 14 islands where the lake meets the sea. The Swedish royal capital is also widely known for its remarkable modernity, progressiveness, and trend sensitivity. It encompasses everything from lifestyle to fashion, design, great food, and usage of new technology. The combination of magnificent scenery, rich history, and its innovative spirit gives Stockholm an exceptional character and charm.
Let's visit Stockholm, the capital of Sweden. Stockholm is widely regarded as one of the world's most beautiful cities, and in this city guide we will show you its most important sights. So stay on our channel and enjoy. Stockholm is the capital and largest city of Sweden, as well as the largest urban area in Scandinavia. Approximately 1 million people live in the municipality, and around 2.4 million in the metropolitan area. The city stretches across 14 islands, where Lake Mälaren flows into the Baltic Sea. Outside the city to the east and along the coast is the island chain of the Stockholm Archipelago. Positioned at the eastern end of the central Swedish lowland, the city's location reflects the early orientation of Swedish trade toward the Baltic region. Over 30% of the city area is made up of waterways, and another 30% is made up of parks and green spaces. Stockholm was officially founded in 1252 by the regent of Sweden, Birger Jarl. By the end of the 13th century, Stockholm had grown to become Sweden's biggest city, serving as the country's political center and royal residence, one that was repeatedly besieged over the following centuries. King Gustav Vasa is forever celebrated for recapturing Stockholm in 1523 from the temporary rule of the King of Denmark. Stockholm developed rapidly in the mid-17th century as Sweden temporarily became a great power. In the 18th century, fires destroyed large parts of the city, and stone buildings were constructed to replace the old wooden houses. Stockholm had by then become the cultural center of Sweden. Many of its literary societies and scientific academies date from this time. By the second half of the 19th century, Stockholm had regained its leading economic role. New industries emerged and Stockholm was transformed into an important trade and service center. Stockholm became a modern, technologically advanced, and ethnically diverse city in the latter half of the 20th century. Many historical buildings were torn down during the modernist era, including substantial parts of the historical district of Klara, and replaced with modern architecture. The city is home to some of Europe's top-ranking universities, such as the Stockholm School of Economics. It hosts the annual Nobel Prize ceremonies and banquet at the Stockholm Concert Hall and Stockholm City Hall. The city is easy to get around on foot or public transport, and its various districts have their own unique vibes. The island of Södermalm has a laid-back air and is a draw for the creative set, while Östermalm is the picture of refined elegance. Nestling between these two areas, Norrmalm is a busy and vibrant downtown spot, and you'll find the charming old town south of Norrmalm. Dating from the 1200s and crammed with must-see sights, attractions, authentic restaurants and boutique shops, the area of the Old Town is a living, breathing museum in its own right. Plenty of souvenirs and gifts are available in the Old Town, and you will find yourself transported back to medieval times as you meander through a bewildering labyrinth of tiny, winding streets, many of which lead to the main public square. Located by the water's edge on the periphery of the Old Town, Stockholm's Royal Palace is the official residence of the King of Sweden. A rich taste of the once mighty Swedish Empire, the palace is one of the largest in Europe, boasting in excess of 600 rooms and several museums. Dating from the 18th century and built in Baroque style, the palace houses many gems. Here, you can see Queen Christina's silver throne and visit the Museum of Antiquities. A tranquil oasis in the heart of the city, the island of Djurgården draws crowds of tourists and locals alike, particularly during the summer months of long lazy days and short nights. The park forms part of the Royal National City Park, and it's a perfect place for a stroll and picnic, as well as being home to several of Stockholm's top museums and other attractions. Nestled at the water's edge and topped by 3 golden crowns, the City Hall is one of Stockholm's most iconic buildings. Dating from 1923, it stars in countless images and postcards of the city. Housed within are assembly rooms, offices, works of art, and the machinery of civil democracy. The prestigious annual Nobel banquets are held here. A particular treat is the chance to view the city from the famous tower. The oldest open-air museum in the world, Skansen opened in 1891 on the island of Djurgården and is a wonderful attraction for families, particularly those with young children. Not only will you be treated to an authentic taste of Sweden as it once was, but also the wonderful Skansen Aquarium and the Children's Zoo. More than 150 different buildings and houses were collected from all around the country and reassembled here. The Vasa Museum is the most visited museum in Sweden. More than 1 million people a year come here to enjoy different exhibitions. A variety of historic vessels are also located on site, including an icebreaker, a lightship, and a torpedo boat. The incredible Vasa battleship, the main attraction at Stockholm's Vasa Museum, was intended to be the pride of the Swedish Imperial Fleet. Yet, in a forerunner of the Titanic disaster centuries later, this majestic 64-gun vessel sank on its maiden voyage in 1628. The sea flows through the arteries of Stockholm, and during the summer months the city is quite literally awash with boats of all shapes and sizes. Many citizens of Stockholm own summer houses on the islands of the archipelago and spend the most weekends there. It all makes for a Friday evening commute like no other. The tourists can also take a trip under the bridges of Stockholm or spend an hour or two on the Royal Canal tour. Best of all, cruises are available year-round and can be just as much fun in winter. Situated on Stockholm's southern fringe, Sky View takes you to the top of the world's largest spherical building, the Ericsson Globe, one of Stockholm's modern landmarks. From 130 meters above sea level, you'll be treated to an unforgettable view over the entire city. Tours aboard the gondolas take about 30 minutes and depart every 10 minutes, but be prepared for long lines at peak times of the day. After the trip, sightseers can visit the restaurant and souvenir shop. The Stockholm subway system is said to be the world's longest art exhibit, 110 kilometers long. Traveling by subway is like traveling through an exciting story that extends from the artistic pioneers of the 1950s to the art experiments of today. 100 stations, each with unique art on its platform, walls, or waiting hall. Since 1957, artists have played a key role when new stations have been built. And over time the metro's older stations, planned and built without any art, have been spruced up with beautiful murals and installations. It's no surprise that Stockholm's peak season is in the summer. Because of this, flights into the city tend to be considerably more expensive, as well as accommodation prices. Along with great weather, a lot of cafes and attractions are opened up ready and welcoming all visitors to enjoy, unlike the off-season. Festivals and events are more common during the peak season, which offer visitors an exciting and fun alternative to just sightseeing. Did you like our Stockholm City Guide? Let us know in the comments. If you loved this video, hit the like button and subscribe. You should also check out other great videos on our channel.
The Republic of San Marino lies in central Italy, less than an hour's drive from the warm sands of the Adriatic coast. With an area of just over 40 square miles, this country is Europe's third smallest, after Vatican City and Monaco. Rising dramatically from the Republic's rolling hills and farmlands is Mount Titano. It was here that the country's founder, St. Marinos, sought refuge from religious persecution in the 3rd century. Over the centuries, 3 towers were built to ward off those who would challenge its independence and freedom. Today, these towers watch over a country overflowing with history, culture, and beauty. Just beyond the clifftop towers lies the Republic's ancient capital, which is also called San Marino. Whether you take the winding drive or ride the cable car, once at the top, you'll find yourself in another time, another state of mind. San Marino City's historic center has received World Heritage status, and as you wander the narrow streets, it's easy to see why. San Marino is the world's oldest constitutional republic. High above the world of endless change, this is a place that holds proudly to its past. The heart and soul of this republic is the Liberty Square. Here stands San Marino's very own Statue of Liberty and its town hall, the Palazzo Pubblico. Time your visit to catch the changing of the guard, which takes place every hour in summer. Once inside, look for the bust of Abraham Lincoln, who saw the values of this republic as a beacon of hope during the dark days of the American Civil War. Step inside the council hall, where a painting of St. Marinos watches over those who guide the country into tomorrow. Wherever you turn, you'll see tributes to the Republic's founder. No more so than in San Marino Basilica, where the bones of this simple stonecutter now rest beneath the altar. Like the Republic's founder, St. Marinos, many have sought refuge on this mountain, including the Italian revolutionary hero Garibaldi. In 1849, the general and his followers took advantage of the Republic's hospitality to elude capture by pursuing armies. Today, San Marino is a welcoming escape for lovers of art and history too. Discover centuries of firepower in the Museum of Ancient Arms and more whimsical exhibits at the Museum of Curiosities. Stand before the sacred artworks of the St. Francis Museum. Then explore the priceless treasures of the State Museum. The Republic is also a tax-free haven for shoppers. You'll find all the luxury brands here, as well as more traditional offerings. San Marino's coins and stamps are sought after by collectors all over the world. But for a souvenir that is truly unique, have your passport stamped in the state tourist office. But of course, the true stars of San Marino are its towers. Dating back to the 11th century, Guaita Tower is the oldest and the largest fortress of the three. Admire the adjacent bell tower that once warned of impending attack, but which today unites San Marino's citizens in times of celebration. Follow the scenic pathway to the highest point of Mount Titano. Here, half a mile above sea level, rise the battlements of Cesta Tower. Standing like a lonely sentinel on Titano's farthest peak is Montale, the smallest of the towers. Although the tower itself is now closed, its remoteness means you'll enjoy the mountain's cool air without the crowds. What this country lacks in size, it more than makes up for with the rarest of qualities: serenity. After all, its official name is the Most Serene Republic of San Marino. To experience this sense of peace, don't just come for a day trip. Escape into the heavens for a night or two. For after the tour buses have returned to the busy world below, a stillness descends. And in that stillness, you'll feel something which has kept San Marino's light burning brightly across the ages. Freedom.
Ever wondered what it's like to explore the world's oldest republic, perched high on the Apennine Mountains? Join us on an extraordinary journey through San Marino and discover its captivating secrets. Here are the best things to do in San Marino. Number 10. The Three Towers. Discover the three remarkable towers of San Marino, each standing as an emblem of historical significance. Proudly displayed on the state emblem, these towers encapsulate the city's resilience and rich past. The oldest, Guaita Tower, brings ancient tales to life, inviting you to enjoy panoramic vistas of the surrounding expanse. Chesta, the second tower, offers more than a mere fortress. Within its solid walls lies a museum honoring Saint Marinus. You will be able to feast your eyes on captivating historical weaponry and armor from bygone eras, delving into the heritage of the land. Although Montale, the third tower, remains privately owned, it remains an integral part of the city's distinctive skyline. While public access is not granted, its contribution to the city's panorama is undeniable. Number 9. San Marino Liberty Square. Make your way to the Liberty Square, one of the country's top attractions. This bustling main square pulsates with a lively atmosphere, drawing people in with its vibrant energy day and night. As you arrive, you'll be greeted by stunning vistas of rolling countryside that stretch out before you, capturing not just a view, but an entire feeling that's hard to put into words. At the center of this picturesque setting lies the San Marino Public Palace, an embodiment of charm and historical significance. The majestic facade of this government building proudly overlooks Liberty Square, imparting a sense of awe. Inside the town hall serves as more than just a political hub. Its ornate designs vividly reflect San Marino's rich cultural heritage, providing a glimpse into the past that has shaped the present. Number 8. San Marino National Museum. Learn about the country's vibrant history at the San Marino National Museum, an engaging attraction established in 1899. This grand museum curates an impressive collection of approximately 5,000 historical and artistic artifacts that offer glimpses into the region's storied past. From the Neolithic era in ancient Egypt to the Etruscans, Romans, and Middle Ages, the exhibits encompass diverse epochs, allowing you to traverse through time. While you're there, take your time to delve into archaeological finds and marvel at the collection that presents a vivid snapshot of civilizations that have left an enduring impact. The rare pieces from various periods trace humankind's evolution, depicting the changes over the centuries. Number 7. San Marino Basilica. San Marino Basilica perfectly blends architectural grandeur and spiritual reverence. Dedicated to Saint Marinus, the founder and patron saint of the Republic of San Marino, this Roman Catholic church holds great religious significance in the region. The basilica's bell tower stands tall, providing astonishing panoramic views of the surrounding area. These vistas offer a chance for contemplation as you enjoy the beauty of the land. Inside, intricate frescoes and religious artworks embellish the walls, showcasing time-honored craftsmanship that tells tales of faith and tradition spanning centuries. Moreover, you can enhance your experience by engaging in the Basilica's immersive programs, deepening your connections to its rich history and spiritual essence. Number 6. San Marino Cable Car. One of the ways to enjoy the captivating beauty of San Marino is by taking the San Marino Cable Car, an aerial tramway that offers jaw-dropping views. With the capacity to accommodate large groups, this activity is perfect for sharing with friends and family. In a mere 2-minute ride, you'll find yourself atop the mountain, granting you swift access to the center of this beautiful country. The cable car also connects the castle of Borgo Maggiore to the historic center of the city of San Marino, allowing you to enjoy panoramic views throughout the journey. As you look down, you'll be treated to an incredible bird's-eye perspective of San Marino's charming streets and timeless historic structures. By the way, check the links in the description for recommended tour operators that will enhance your San Marino experience and save you valuable time and effort. Number 5. San Marino Museum of Curiosities. The San Marino Museum of Curiosities is a treasure trove of engaging exhibits ready to ignite your imagination. Whether your interests lean towards the realm of science or you're simply enthralled by the uncommon, this museum guarantees to seize your interest. Wander through the museum's halls and encounter an array of peculiarities from across the globe. The displays encompass a spectrum of odd artifacts and extraordinary natural occurrences. From shrunken heads to peculiar taxidermy specimens, a plethora of mesmerizing curiosities await your discovery. Number 4. Maranello Rosso Ferrari Museum. The Ferrari Museum in San Marino presents a unique adventure, particularly tailored for avid car enthusiasts. Home to an impressive collection of 25 rare and legendary Ferrari models, this automobile museum showcases the pinnacle of Italian automotive craftsmanship. As you stroll through the museum's halls, you'll find yourself entranced by an array of vintage and sports cars, each representing a chapter in the evolution of automotive history. The museum offers an immersive experience with interactive displays that delve into the engineering marvels and design innovations behind these iconic vehicles. Moreover, the museum organizes guided tours, allowing enthusiasts to gain deeper insights into the stories behind each exhibited car and the brand's legacy. Number 3. San Marino Museum of Rural Civilization and Traditions. Delve into the agricultural practices and cultural heritage of San Marino at the Museum of Rural Civilization and Traditions. This museum presents an interesting journey through the annals of rural life in this enchanting land, with an expansive collection of more than 3,000 artifacts ranging from tools to household items utilized by farmers, shepherds, and rural denizens. The exhibits are a chronologically arranged narrative that commences with the Stone Age. Through the exhibits, you can uncover the evolution of farming techniques, spanning centuries, gaining insight into diverse methods. The displays illustrate crops cultivated and livestock reared over time. Traditional rural crafts, such as weaving and pottery, are celebrated through engaging exhibits. One of the most popular exhibits is the reconstructed rural kitchen, which gives visitors a glimpse of how food was prepared in the past. Number 2. San Marino Torture Museum. The museum grants profound insight into the somber chapters of history, allowing contemplation on the evolution of societal norms and justice systems. The museum unveils an array of more than 100 archaic devices, shedding light on the grim practices of the medieval era. As you meander through the displays, you'll immerse yourself in a vivid historical panorama, delving into the methodologies and instruments employed for torture and criminology during bygone centuries. This museum uniquely boasts an intuitive layout that expertly guides visitors with clear arrow-marked paths, ensuring an unhurried exploration of each captivating segment. Amid the exhibits, discover the unsettling relics that once epitomized pain and suffering, offering a chilling perspective on humanity's darker inclinations. Number 1. San Marino Wax Museum. Welcome to the intriguing San Marino Wax Museum. Get ready to embark on a fascinating journey through history and culture. With more than 100 astonishing wax figures, this place offers a unique glimpse into the lives of remarkable individuals from various eras. From ancient emperors to modern-day leaders, you'll be captivated by the lifelike representations that surround you. While it might not be as well known as Madame Tussauds, the San Marino Wax Museum has its own charm and appeal. The attention to detail in each wax figure is exceptional, crafted by skilled artists to recreate every nuance of the personalities they depict. As you stroll through the museum's meticulously designed exhibits, you'll find yourself standing shoulder to shoulder with historical icons, famous actors, celebrated musicians, and influential thinkers. Click here for more things to do in Europe.
Siamo gente strana, noi italiani, innamorati delle contraddizioni. Viviamo nel paese più bello del mondo e facciamo finta di non saperlo. E adesso che il paese è vuoto e lo possiamo ammirare solo dalla finestra, in tutto quel silenzio ci appare ancora più incredibile. e la sua bellezza ci manca. Ma una cosa ci deve rassicurare. Quando tutto questo sarà passato, noi torneremo a riempire quelle piazze e i monumenti che il mondo ci invidia torneranno a fare da sfondo ai nostri baci. Ci riprenderemo tutta quella bellezza, perché là, fuori dalle nostre finestre, c'è sempre il paese più bello del mondo.
What's up guys, my name is Ryan and I spent the last few summers exploring the wonderful country of Italy, and I want to show you my favorite places, so here's my Italy top 10. Italy has to be one of my all-time favorite countries. It's home to some of the world's most fascinating history, stunning towns, and pure Mediterranean vibes. From the jagged peaks of the Dolomites to the jaw-dropping coast of Sardinia, Italy has it all, let's start this video off at the incredible Amalfi Coast. I have to say this is one of the most beautiful places, not just in Italy, but all of Europe. The Amalfi Coast is located in southern Italy, about a 3-hour drive from Rome. It's just hard to believe this place exists. Now, one of the most well-known towns on the Amalfi Coast is Positano. When you see this place in real life, you won't believe it. It's hard to beat the backdrop of the mountains filled with colorful villas against the Mediterranean Sea filled with boats and yachts. If you can handle the skinny roads, I definitely recommend just driving along the whole entire coastline and seeing all the beautiful towns. One notable place on the coast is the city of Atrani. It's one of the best preserved medieval towns on the Amalfi Coast. If you want a more adventurous activity, you can take a hike on the Path of the Gods. Special thanks to my friend Logan Armstrong for helping me out with footage. He has an awesome vlog of the Amalfi Coast that I'll link in the description below. Anyways, the Path of the Gods is a 6-kilometer trail that takes you above the cliffs of the coast. You'll be able to get some of the most jaw-dropping views. Just unreal. Now, the best time to visit the Amalfi Coast is around May or early fall. You'll be able to miss the summer crowds while still enjoying the warm Mediterranean weather. Now, just off the coast, there's an incredible island called Capri. Now, to get to Capri, you can take a 45-minute ferry from Naples for around 20 euros. Now, one of my favorite features of the island is the Faraglioni. It's an impressive sea stack that juts out of the island. There's this little archway. If you're sandy, you can drive a boat through. When you do go to Capri, I definitely recommend renting a boat. That'll be the best way you can see the entire island and find all its hidden grottos and just jaw-dropping coastline. Now, after Capri and the Amalfi Coast, we're going to head up to northern Italy to visit the Dolomites. I spent several weeks exploring the Dolomites, and I consider it to be some of the greatest days of my life. One of my favorite places in the Dolomites is Seceta. The green grass slopes contrasted with the jagged mountain ridge makes for one of the most unbelievable landscape combos in the world. Now, to get to Seceta, I took 2 gondolas up the mountain and made it to the top. When I got there, the clouds covered half the mountain, making it for one of the best views I've ever gotten. Places like this just really spark your imagination and make you feel like a kid again. I hope everyone can witness the power of Seceta at least once in a life. Now, another magical place nearby is Alpe dei Susi. It's home to the largest high alpine meadow in Europe. The backdrop of the Sassolungo mountain with the farm huts creates a scene straight out of a dream. Another must-visit place in the Dolomites is Trecime di Lavaredo. Now, I love this place so much. I spent 4 days exploring the area. There's just so much to see here. The Dolomites will have a special place in my heart, and I hope you all can visit them one day. Now, after hiking the Dolomites, we're going to head over to Lake Como. Now, located at the base of the Alps, Lake Como is a sight to see. The lake is shaped like an upside down letter Y, and it's known for its picturesque scenery and luxury villas. Lake Como has been named one of the world's most beautiful lakes, and I totally understand why. Now, when you're there, you can walk the streets of Bellagio or take a ferry to the other lakeside villages. Celebrities such as George Clooney have villas here. Hey, if I had the money, I'd probably buy one too. After Lake Como, we're going to head to the coast to visit Cinque Terre. Now, Cinque Terre is made up of 5 seaside villages that date back to medieval times. The small fishing villages have lined the coast for thousands of years. During the Middle Ages, the villages started to be attacked from pirates, so fortifying walls were built to protect them from any future raids. Now, the small town of Vernazza is one of my favorites. It has the only natural port of Cinque Terre and remains one of the truest fishing villages on the Italian Riviera. I just can't get over these colorful houses and beauty of these cities. It's just hard to beat the charm of these Italian villages. After Cinque Terre, we're going to head to the second largest island in the Mediterranean, Sardinia. With some of Europe's best coastline, pristine beaches, and the clearest water I've ever seen, Sardinia is the place you gotta go. Now, one of the most impressive spots on Sardinia is the Maune coast. It's 40 kilometers of coastline that's made up of massive limestone cliffs and secluded beaches. Now, special thanks to my friend The Drone Book for helping out with footage. He has one of the best videos on Sardinia, and I'll link it in the description below. There's so many great places in it. Now, the Maune coast isn't the easiest place to reach. Most places require a hike or a boat ride, so if you do go, I definitely recommend renting a boat so you can see all the coast. Now, one of my favorite places is Cala Gororite. It has this insane rock formation coupled with crystal clear water. I would just do anything, be cruising on a boat there right now. It's just a freaking paradise there. Now, after Sardinia, we're going to head back to the mainland to visit Italy's capital of Rome. Now, Rome may be one of the most famous and iconic capitals in the world. Its history spans over 28 centuries, with its founding taking place in 753 BC. Ancient Rome's architecture stands today and draws millions of tourists each year. One of the most well-known structures of the capital is the Colosseum. It's this oval-shaped amphitheater that was completed in AD. It was the largest amphitheater built and could hold anywhere from 50 to 80,000 spectators. You can just marvel its structure from the outside or take a guided tour to witness the interior. One of my favorite attractions is the Trevi Fountain. It's a Baroque-styled fountain that was built in 1762. I mean, there's just so much to see in Rome. I hope you can all visit it one day. After Rome, we're going to head south to visit the region of Puglia. Now, located on the Boot Hill of Italy, Puglia is a region famous for its whitewashed towns and magnificent coastline. One of my favorite places in Puglia is Pogliano a Mare. It's a stunning town right on the Adriatic coast. What I love about it is how the city is built right on the sea cliffs. I mean, they're just on there so perfectly that it looks like they're gonna fall off. There's some restaurants built into the caves on the sea cliffs. I mean, it's just such a cool spot. One of the most famous places in the city is Cala Porto. It's probably the most recognized place in all of Puglia. It's a stunning beach that's surrounded by cliffs, coupled with crystal clear Mediterranean water. I mean, just pure paradise there. Afterwards, we're going to head to the island of Sicily. Now, Sicily is the largest island in the Mediterranean. It's just full of culture and fascinating history. One of the most impressive places on the island is the Valley of the Temples. Located in the town of Agrigento, it's one of the world's most stunning examples of Greek architecture. There were 7 temples built here by the Greeks in the 5th century BC. Unfortunately, they were burnt down by the Carthaginians, but rebuilt by the Romans 4 centuries later. One of the most well-preserved is the Temple of Concordia. It features the classic Greek pillars, and it just makes you wonder what this must have looked like when it was first built. While we're still in Sicily, we're going to head over to the city of Catania. What's crazy about Catania is that it lies at the base of the massive Mount Etna volcano, which is 3,326 meters tall. It's one of the world's most active volcanoes. I'm just wild to see the ash shooting out the top. I mean, what a crazy yet beautiful city. Afterwards, we're going to head up north to the incredible region of Tuscany. Now located in central Italy, Tuscany is known for its landscapes, history, and artistic legacy. I mean, I've been obsessed with Tuscany ever since I've seen The Gladiator. It's a land full of rolling golden hills dotted with countless little hilltop towns. I mean, it'd just be so cool to retire here and live on a Tuscan farm. One of my favorite cities in Tuscany is San Gimignano. Now, San Gimignano is a stunning medieval city perched upon a hill. One of the most iconic features of the city is the medieval watchtowers. Currently, there are 14 watchtowers still standing, but during its prime, there were over 72 towers, with the highest being 230 feet tall. The towers were built as a result of competing families who wanted to build the tallest and most grand tower. I can't imagine how it must have looked like back then. I guess you could say it was the Manhattan of the Middle Ages. San Gimignano's medieval vibe has been untouched throughout time and has become one of the most popular medieval locations in all of Italy. After San Gimignano, we're going to head to the capital of Tuscany to visit the iconic city of Florence. I have to say that Florence is my favorite city in all Italy. It's considered to be the birthplace of the Renaissance. One of the most impressive buildings is the Florence Cathedral. When you look at it, you just can't believe how big it is. It was completed in 1436, and it just amazes me that they were able to engineer such a big dome back then. The Ponte Vecchio Bridge is another historic site as it crosses the Arno River. I mean, I just can't say enough good things about Florence. It's such an incredible city. Well, that is it for my Italy top 10. I mean, there's just so many places in Italy. I could do a top 100 list. Hopefully, I can spend some time there this summer, so be expecting a part 2. Let me know where your favorite place in Italy is in the comments below. I also start a relaxation channel where I post hour-long films with calming music to bring some peace and nature in your life. I just posted a relaxation film on Italy, and it's one of my favorites. You can find me on TikTok and Instagram at shirley.films. It's Ryan, and we will see you later.